Hello and a very good morning. You're watching Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha TV with me, Tina Jha. These are the headlines we are tracking this morning. US President Barack Obama backs India's energy bid, calls for continued cooperation in the field of non-proliferation. US-based firm to build 6 nuclear power plants in India. World Bank slashes global growth forecast to 2.4% this year, says advanced economies rebounding more slowly than expected. India's growth rate retained at 7.5%. Trouble for the Congress party in Tripura now. 6 rebel MLAs quit party and joined the TMC, said their decision is against party joining hands with the left in West Bengal. Controversial film Udta Punjab to be screened for Shyam Benegal today. Film producer targets censor board for raising objections. Rahul Gandhi, Arvind Kejriwal come out in support of the film. And final major primaries for the race to the White House. Hillary Clinton cements hold on Democratic nomination with win in New Jersey. Well, the United States has agreed to set up 6 nuclear power plant reactors in India. An agreement to begin work has been reached between Nuclear Power Corporation of India and US firm Westinghouse. Besides this, the two sides have also agreed to set up 2 financial assistance programs worth $60 billion for India's clean energy initiatives.
US President Barack Obama has credited India's leadership for the historic climate change agreement.
In Paris, the joining of forces between India and the United States helped to forge a historic agreement that can effectively deal with climate change. And we discussed how we can, as quickly as possible, bring the Paris Agreement into force, and how we can make sure that the climate financing that's necessary for India to be able to embark on the bold vision for solar energy and clean energy that Prime Minister Modi has laid out can be accomplished.
The two sides committed themselves to join the Paris climate change deal this year, which they say would provide a significant global momentum towards implementation of the agreement. The two sides reiterated their commitment to pursue low greenhouse gas emission development strategies in the pre-2020 period and to develop long-term low greenhouse gas emission development strategies.
न्यूक्लियर सिक्योरिटी का मामला हो, चाहे ग्लोबल वार्मिंग की चिंता हो, चाहे टेररिज्म की चिंता हो, चाहे पेरिस एग्रीमेंट में इनिशिएटिव लेने की बात हो, हमने कंधे से कंधा मिला करके काम किया है और आज मैं गर्व से कह सकता हूं कि हम 2 मित्र के रूप में भी और 2 देश के भी रूप में इस लीगेसी के लिए गर्व करते हैं और इस लीगेसी को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए कंधे से कंधा मिला करके हम काम करते रहेंगे.
Besides this, the two sides announced the setting up of 2 financial assistance programs worth $60 million for supporting India's much-needed clean energy initiatives, including in solar power and other renewables.
I believe that what Prime Minister Modi has said about this is that that India shares the objective that the United States has laid out, which is to see the agreement come into force this year. And India has committed to doing their part, to working toward the goal, a shared goal of entering the agreement this year.
The Nuclear Power Corporation of India and US firm Westinghouse have also agreed to begin engineering and site design work immediately for 6 nuclear power plant reactors in India. They have decided to conclude the contractual arrangements by June 2017. Once completed, the project would be among the largest of its kind. The aim is to demonstrate a shared commitment to meet India's growing energy needs while reducing reliance on fossil fuels. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And US President Barack Obama has backed India's bid for the elite nuclear suppliers group. After about an hour-long meeting with Prime Minister Modi at the White House, The two sides also issued a 50-point joint statement in which the US recognized India as one of its major defense partners.
A warm embrace by President Barack Obama as he welcomed Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the White House for talks. This is the 7th meeting between the two leaders since Prime Minister Modi came to power. Obama saying it was a great pleasure to welcome back his friend to the Oval Office. In a big boost to India's bid for the Nuclear Suppliers Group membership, President Obama came out in support of it.
We discussed, in addition, the progress that we've made around civil nuclear energy. And I indicated our support for India becoming part of the Nuclear Suppliers Group, the abilities for technologies that are critical to India's development and prosperity being available. And we also discussed in that same context our important work together around the non-proliferation of nuclear materials and technologies that could end up falling into the wrong hands.
The meeting between the two leaders also came in the backdrop of members of the Missile Technology Control Regime or MTCR agreeing to admit India into the key anti-proliferation grouping. Admission into the MTCR would open the way for India to buy high-end missile technology.
MTCR हो, न्यूक्लियर सप्लायर ग्रुप हो, इन सब में हमारे मित्र ओबामा ने मुझे जो मदद की है, हमेशा हमारा समर्थन किया है, इसके लिए भी मैं हमेशा उनका आभारी रहूंगा.
Following the hour-long meeting, the two sides also issued a 50-point joint statement in which the US recognized India as a major defense partner. This means that for defense-related trade and technology transfer, India would now be treated on par with America's closest allies. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And in what comes as a major boost to India's fight against terror, the United States has asked Pakistan to treat the Pathankot airbase attack on par with the 26/11 Mumbai attacks and also punish the perpetrators. The White House has said it will redouble efforts along with India to target terrorism anywhere in the world.
6 pacts, including one on exchange of screening of terror information, besides 2 other documents were signed after the talks between the two leaders. Terrorism was one of the main issues discussed during the meet, besides clean energy, climate change, defense, regional security, cybersecurity, economic ties, and people-to-people contact.
Strong bonds between our peoples, our businesses,
Prime Minister Modi offered to host a summit on countering weapons of mass destruction terrorism in 2018. Obama welcomed the offer. In a clear message to Pakistan, President Obama asked the country to treat Pathankot airbase attack on par with the 26/11 Mumbai attacks and punish its perpetrators. In a joint statement, the White House said, and I quote, "They called for Pakistan to bring the perpetrators of the 2008 Mumbai and 2016 Pathankot terrorist attacks to justice." The two leaders also acknowledged the continued threat posed by terrorism to human civilization. The joint statement further said they resolved to redouble their efforts bilaterally and with other like-minded countries to bring to justice the perpetrators of terrorism anywhere in the world and the infrastructure that supports them. The two leaders affirmed their support to a UN Comprehensive Convention on International Terrorism that advances and strengthens the framework for global cooperation. They also directed their officials to identify specific new areas of collaboration at the next meeting of the US-India Counter-Terrorism Joint Working Group. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And Prime Minister Modi also addressed the American business community at the annual gala of the US-India Business Council, or the US-IBC. He said that the world needs a new engine of growth and that India is poised to contribute as the new engine. He also asserted that a larger Indian economy has multiple benefits for the entire world. Modi also said that there is a lot for India to learn from the American experience, particularly from its entrepreneurship, technological advancement, and products which range from drugs to drones.
We have taken a comprehensive package of reforms which go beyond more economic reforms. I can classify them into 4 types. First, macroeconomic policies to create a strong foundation. Second, policies to stimulate growth and employment through investment and trade and to increase efficiency and productivity.
To some other news, the World Bank has warned of vulnerable global economy ahead due to sharp slowdown in emerging markets as advanced economies struggle to grow. The global economy is expected to grow at 2.4% this year, down from its January forecast of 2.9%. It estimates that the world economy expanded by 2.4% last year as well. The World Bank sharply cut its global growth forecast, citing the effects of low commodity prices in emerging markets, aging populations, and weak business investment in advanced economies such as the United States. World Bank Group President Jim Yong Kim said, and I quote, "This sluggish growth underscores why it's critically important for countries to pursue policies that will boost economic growth and improve the lives of those living in extreme poverty." Unquote. Bank officials are calling for increased investment in infrastructure, productivity-enhancing technology, also human capital. The downward revision to emerging markets and developing economies is due to high dependency on oil exports and other commodities whose prices have plummeted recently. In a surprise move, the Chinese state-run channels have aired a documentary in which they have named the Lashkar-e-Taiba for masterminding the Mumbai terror attack. Now, the documentary also shows footage containing confessions of Ajmal Kasab, who was caught alive after the carnage. The airing of the documentary is being watched closely in India, that's trying to understand the significance of this decision. This is also a rare rebuke to China's ally, Pakistan. Now, this comes in the backdrop of China blocking India's bid to get the UN ban on Lashkar-e-Taiba commander Lakhvi, who allegedly masterminded the 26/11 attacks. Remember, in March, China had put a technical hold on India's attempt to get a UN ban on Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Masood Azhar as well, who's accused of masterminding the January Pathankot airbase attack. That technical ban is set to expire in a few days' time, and that's why the airing of the documentary assumes larger significance. With that, we slip into a very short break. Lots more coming up on the other side.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries. Mondays, Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 10:30 p.m.
Thanks for staying with us. Well, the Congress party has faced yet another crisis in the Northeast after 6 of its dissident MLAs quit the party to join the Trinamool Congress. The TMC has now become the main opposition party in the left-ruled state. Tripura is the 4th northeastern state after Arunachal Pradesh, Assam and Meghalaya, where Congress has been hit by dissidents. The 6 rebel Congress MLAs were led by former leader of opposition Sudeep Roy Burman. Burman has also been elected leader of the TMC legislature group in Tripura and is expected to stake claim to the post of the leader of the opposition. The rebels say they have quit following the party's decision to partner with the left front in the recently concluded West Bengal elections.
Other MLAs did not agree with the decision of the Congress High Command. They stood beside me and they pledged that the only sole objective of us is to defeat the communist evil forces, corrupt government of Tripura. And for that, today, out of a strength of 9 Congress legislatures, 6 number of legislatures, as per the 10th schedule of the Constitution, we broke away from the Congress. We merged with the All India Trinamool Congress with an objective to defeat this anti-people government, this corrupt government in Tripura.
And in the national capital, 4 days after the busting of the kidney racket in Apollo Hospital, T. Rajkumar Rao, the kingpin, and 3 others have been arrested. The police said 10 doctors are likely to be questioned in connection with the case. Rao is believed to be associated with similar rackets in Nepal, Sri Lanka and Indonesia, and he was arrested in West Bengal this time. He will now be produced before a court and brought to Delhi later. It's been stated that all 10 doctors in Apollo Hospital's internal assessment committee for transplant surgeries will also be questioned. The police have seized computers and other documents from the hospital, and the possibility of more people being involved, including at the hospital, has not been ruled out. The Apollo Hospital has also constituted a 3-member inquiry committee to study the existing system for giving approval for transplant of an organ inside a hospital. The committee comprises senior doctors working at the hospital, independent doctors and also a government doctor.
कुछ हमने जो इनिशियल टाउट्स पकड़े थे, तो टाउट्स के बाद हमने इनके जो एम्प्लॉइज़ थे, वन ऑफ द डॉक्टर्स, वो भी हमने पकड़े थे. तो उसके आगे हम मूव कर रहे हैं, जैसे जैसे हम पेपर स्क्रूटनाइज कर रहे हैं और जो फाइल पे एविडेंस आ रहे हैं उनको हम देख रहे हैं.
An exclusive screening of Abhishek Chaube's controversy-ridden film Udta Punjab has been organized today for eminent filmmaker Shyam Benegal, who heads the government-appointed Censor Board Revamp Committee. Now, the move comes in the wake of the movie producer Anurag Kashyap slamming the board for its apparent issues with the film, which deals with the problem of substance abuse in Punjab. The battle between the makers of Udta Punjab and the Censor Board has taken a turn, but it's been reported that the Central Board of Film Certification has asked them to drop the usage of the word Punjab from the film. Movie producer Anurag Kashyap has also requested the political parties, meanwhile, not to interfere in the issue. He also compared the CBFC to dictatorial state of North Korea and said anybody opposing the movie is actually promoting drug usage. After Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi has also made a strong pitch for release of the film, noting that the state has a crippling drug problem and censoring the movie will not fix it. Many Bollywood filmmakers like Karan Johar and Mahesh Bhatt have also come out in support of the film, saying that censoring is not the solution.
We love the film that we have made, right? Abhishek Chaube has made a great film. We are proud of that film. We want the film to come out intact, and we want to fight for it. But we are rendered kind of important. Prahlad Nilani has not given us an official letter. He has told us his objections to the word Punjab, to the name of the cities, to everything, but he has not made it official.
I tell you, this Udta Punjab is a creation of people who are anti-Punjab, anti-Sikh. They don't want to see the Punjab growing.
This film is concerned, once I think the RC order will be out, we will know what exactly the presiding officer, who happens to be the chairperson in this particular case, Mr. Nilani himself did the RC, we will know what order has been given.
Over to some international news now. Hillary Clinton has claimed victory in the Democratic race for president after winning New Jersey's primary on Tuesday. Now, she becomes the first female major party nominee to run for the White House, a conclusion that was reaffirmed when House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi endorsed her. Although her rival Bernie Sanders is still hoping for an upset in California. Meanwhile, Republican Donald Trump faced criticism from the Republican Party over his racially charged standoff with a judge. Here's a report.
96 years after women won the right to vote in the United States, Hillary Clinton declared herself the Democratic Party nominee for US President on Tuesday, saying she had made history as the first woman to lead a major party in a race for the White House. The former First Lady, Senator and US Secretary of State beat rival Bernie Sanders in New Jersey's nominating contest, expanding her lead a day after she captured the number of delegates needed to clinch the nomination.
Thanks to you, we've reached a milestone. The first time in our nation's history that a woman will be a major party's nominee for president of the United States. The end of the primaries is only the beginning of the work we're called to do. But if we stand together, we will rise together because we are stronger together. Let's go out and make that case to America. Thank you. God bless you and God bless America.
A day before the key New Jersey primary, the Associated Press said Clinton had enough support to assure her of the nomination. The AP tally suggested she had 2,383 delegates.
I want to congratulate Senator Sanders for the extraordinary campaign he has run. And let there be no mistake, Senator Sanders, his campaign, and the vigorous debate that we've had about how to raise incomes, reduce inequality, increase upward mobility have been very good for the Democratic Party and for America.
New Jersey was one of the 6 states holding contests on Tuesday, including California, the big prize where Clinton was still at risk of an embarrassing loss to Sanders as she heads into a campaign against presumptive Republican nominee Donald Trump on November 8.
The point is that tomorrow in California, we have the most important primary. The people of California have the right to determine who is going to be president of the United States, not necessarily having to listen to AP or NBC.
Sanders is resisting pressure to leave the race and has urged so-called elite superdelegates within the party to drop their support for Clinton, insisting that he is a stronger candidate to take on Trump.
According to every national poll that I have seen, and according to virtually every state poll that I have seen, Bernie Sanders is a much stronger candidate against Donald Trump than is Hillary Clinton.
Meanwhile, presumptive Republican nominee Donald Trump won the primaries in Montana, New Jersey, New Mexico and South Dakota. Giving a speech following the win, Trump said he would lead the Republican Party to victory in the elections.
Truly honored by your support. Together, we accomplished what nobody thought was absolutely possible. And you know what that is? We're only getting started, and it's going to be beautiful. Remember that. We close one chapter in history, and we begin another. Our campaign received more primary votes than any GOP campaign in history. No matter who it is, no matter who they are, we received more votes.
Trump, who is the only remaining candidate for the Republican nominee, also appealed to Sanders supporters, saying, "We welcome you with open arms." Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
A look now at some other international developments in this quick world wrap. The Turkish police has detained 4 people in a hunt for the perpetrators of a car bombing in central Istanbul that killed 7 police personnel and 4 civilians. The third attack in Turkey's biggest city within 6 months targeted a bus transporting anti-riot police close to city's top tourist sites. The 4 suspects have been taken to police headquarters in Istanbul for further interrogation. Four people lost their lives after a marine surveillance helicopter crashed on its way back to its base in East China's Zhejiang province. The helicopter was on a regular patrol before it went missing, according to the East China Sea branch of the State Oceanic Administration. Helicopter wreckage was found in the coastal city of Zhoushan. The victims include 2 crew members and 2 marine law enforcement officers. Iraqi forces have achieved definite progress in their operation to retake the western city of Fallujah from the Islamic State over the past 2 weeks, according to Baghdad Operations Command. He said the joint troops have recaptured many areas surrounding Fallujah. However, progress has slowed down because the primary task of the security forces is to rescue the residents trapped inside the city. Nepal's Federal Alliance, a coalition of 28 major political parties, have launched a month-long hunger strike to exert pressure on the government to address their demands regarding provisions for proportional representation and also rewriting of the constitution. Coordinator of the alliance, Upendra Yadav, said this is a fight for basic rights for all oppressed classes. Flooding in Australia's southernmost state of Tasmania is expected to reach its peak today. Australia's east coast has witnessed heavy rains in the last 1 week. Parts of Tasmania have already recorded about a month's worth of rain. As floods threaten nearly 3,000 residents in the low-lying areas, residents have been evacuated. And time now for all the sporting action in SportsBeat. Team India's former team director Ravi Shastri has reportedly applied for the post of Team India's head coach. The BCCI has set a deadline for the 10th of June for candidates to apply. The board is likely to announce the name of the new coach before India's tour of the West Indies, which starts from the 21st of July. Currently, Sanjay Bangar is the interim coach of the team. India finished its campaign with 17 medals, including 7 gold at the 17th Asian Junior Championships in Vietnam. India bagged 7 gold, 4 silver and 6 bronze medals, while Japan topped the table with 14 gold medals, followed by China with 11 golds. India seemed to save their best for the last day when they bagged 7 medals, which included 3 gold, 3 silver and 2 bronze. The International Weightlifting Federation disclosed that they have detected 10 suspect doping cases involving weightlifters from the Beijing Olympics and another 10 cases from London in 2012 while retesting the samples. Weightlifting's ruling body said it had been informed of the findings by the International Olympic Committee, which has unearthed more than 50 new doping cases after reanalysis. Angel Di Maria scored in the 51st minute off a pass from Eva Banega, then later assisted on Banega's goal to help top-ranked Argentina beat co-favourites Chile 2-1 in their opening Copa America match on Monday night. Jose Pedro Fuenzalida scored in the 3rd minute of stoppage time as Chile avoided a shutout. Spain's preparations for Euro 2016 suffered a blow as they were beaten 1-0 by Georgia on Tuesday in their final warm-up friendly ahead of the tournament in France. Tourniquet tapped in from close range in the 39th minute to secure a surprise victory for Georgia. Spain, who won the last 2 European Championships, had not lost since being beaten in a friendly by the Netherlands in March 2015. And that's it from us in this bulletin. Thanks for your time.